it's all about transformative sort of way of producing another object in another way. You know, I mean, this heater thing that I've got, you know, I'm transforming it from the original cast object into something else, which is wax, which you could use as a piece of work. And then, then I'll be transforming it then from a piece of wax into a bronze. So it becomes, there'll be a language there with the bronze because of the history behind bronze. So this gives it kind of something else, you know, you've got to kind of think a bit deeper in these things and not just think about the surface.
And that's why it's easy for you to make a rubber mould of it, so that you can progress onto bronze.
Yeah. I mean, with this one, plus the other thing as well is you can, once you've got this out, you can manipulate it to how you want it. I mean, I'll be bending the legs on this, twisting them about and fiddling around with them, you know.
Okay.
So it'd be slightly distorted. And that's what you could do with your objects. You know, you could cast your bottle in wax from plaster mould. You could either keep it as it is or distort it in some way. You could drill holes in it. I don't know whether you know an artist that drills holes in things? No? You know, so you could transform it from what it is into something completely different. That's the main thing of this. Right, okay. So one of the first things we need to do is to use some clay to make ourselves a kind of barrier or support for the objects that you're gonna cast. It's always a good thing to get yourself a board. Okay, so you can have one of those. The reason why you have a board is because if you do it straight onto the table, you've got to leave it there. If you've got a board, you can carry it around with you. So say it's going to take a couple of days for you to make a mould. You're not leaving it somewhere that's going to get damaged. So always grab yourself a board, make yourself a board to work off of. You can take it back to your workspace or studio or whatever it is where you want to work from. So what we could do, we need a base to start from, so you can roll yourself out some clay. And all this is for is to put your object either into, you can impress your object into it, or sit it on the top to give you a base in which you can pour your plaster onto, so it doesn't stick everywhere and run everywhere. Okay, so I've got, if people want clay, I have got clay you can take away with you. So don't go out sort of buying anything. If I'm not here, you can always ask Matt in ceramics. They've always got recycled clay you can have or borrow. Or if you want to buy your own, buy your own. If you're feeling affluent. You can either, one of the things is you can either roll yourself out a base like this, or you can use other materials. Now in the past I've used things like this packing material, you know, this foam. And what you can do is you can cut out the section and drop your object into it, and then by covering this in plaster you create yourself a base. Okay, that's one of the main drawbacks of doing this kind of thing, is that you need a lot of clay and you need a lot of materials in order for you to actually build up the area. Right, what am I going to cast? I don't know. Brought anything with me? Wish I did. No. Well, if you want to grab yourself some clay out of the bag,